Welcome to Louisiana Travel Show. And with me today is Megan, who is our international rep, who represents and promotes Louisiana all over the world. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me. So glad to be here.
So I know coming out of COVID, people in Louisiana see what we do only to promote staycation and get Louisianans moving around the state. They don't see the out-of-state marketing, and surely they don't see what we do internationally. And before COVID, our largest increase and spend more money is those international travels. Tell us a little bit about what your team does and the reps around the world and how they bring visitors here to Louisiana.
Absolutely. Yeah, so COVID really kind of put us a little bit behind, and it's been very interesting to try to engage in our markets. But we figured out very creative ways to be able to engage with them and just be top of mind, keep top of awareness whenever we're promoting and talking about the destination, whether or not they could travel or not. But before I get into some of the engagements, we do have representation in a few countries. We have Canada, we have Mexico, we have UK, and we have Germany as well. And in those markets where we have reps, they contact us daily and tell us about industry trends, market intelligence, what's going on within the markets, and that could really focus in on how we promote and engage. But during the pandemic, we really had to think quick and stay ahead of the curve, really. So, and I'm pretty sure you remember this, Lieutenant Governor, but we were one of the first destinations to actually host a virtual happy hour. So we did that, and you helped us toast to our #1 international market, which was the Canadian market, and it wound up being a huge success. And we can actually see those efforts across the board today, nationwide and worldwide, where people are still engaging through these virtual happy hours and virtual experiences.
So you were able to keep them excited about coming to Louisiana. I remember that. We mailed them a little kit of how to make a Sazerac,
Yeah.
and we showed them on the computer how to do that and then toasted them. And then we also lit up many buildings on Canadian Day, July 1st. And those pictures made it all across Canada to keep them excited about coming to Louisiana. Yeah, your team has done a great job at thinking outside the box. You know, one of the memorable trips I took was when we went to Canada, and we brought partners from all over the state, and they each got up and talked about their town, their city, their fairs, their festivals. And then I went around and met with those travel reps and said, you know, why do you send people to Louisiana? And it's that excitement and passion that each of the groups from all over the state had that gets those reps excited, and that personal engagement that you have on those trips. It's a lot of work you do. Y'all are always traveling somewhere. Tell us a little bit about what takes place on those trips when you go and how you engage with those reps.
Absolutely. And you know, during the pandemic, during 2020 really, we had to actually do it virtually. So we had to attend virtual trade shows, which was different. Who would have thought we would have been living in or working in a virtual reality, really? But in late 2021, we were actually able to meet in person with our counterparts overseas, as well as have our partners come in. So there's a lot that goes involved whenever we're doing trade shows or we're conducting missions with your office and our office and our partners going overseas. But there's a lot of organization internally, but really we just get out there, we get the word out, we organize our partners, we want them to come in, represent their different areas, talk about the new things that they have to offer, and then go from there, really. And the excitement that we were seeing whenever we were actually able to meet in person was exciting. And that was right around the time whenever the announcement came about the borders opening. So bookings across overseas were just skyrocketing, because really people, they're ready to get out. You know, the pent-up demand's there, and they just want to be able to travel. They want to be able to be with their friends, their families, and experience destinations like Louisiana.
And I know the international travel, they stay longer, they spend more time, they see more than just one city in Louisiana. And I know another tool we've added to our toolbox that we'll talk about in another segment more in depth, but the river cruises. People are coming in. Those river cruises have been big all over Europe, but now that you can get on the boat in New Orleans and make many stops up the river in Louisiana is going to be a real asset to all of Louisiana. So tell us a little bit about the international flights and how that impacts travel here in Louisiana.
Absolutely. The international flights are key. They're extremely important. We lost them during the pandemic, but we're so happy to announce that they're going to be coming back. Some of the main ones that we're going to have returning is British Airways, which is London to New Orleans. That's going to be a direct flight. Yes, that'll launch April 26th. We're going to have Air Canada July 1st, and that's going to be Toronto to New Orleans. And then Air Transat is tentatively scheduled for November, and that's going to be their winter seasonal flights from Montreal to New Orleans.
And those are great markets for us. And when they land, they end up seeing more of Louisiana than just New Orleans. So getting those direct flights are great. Thanks again for being with us. Great work you're doing. Looking forward to a great year. We're going to be right back, and we're going to be talking frogs. Frog Fest in Rayne, Louisiana.
Hello. We're getting ready to start French Quarter Festival again. It's being presented by Chevron.
We're proud to be a sponsor of this great event. Come out and enjoy the food, music, culture, and so much more. Somebody scream!
Download your schedule at FrenchQuarterFest.org.
I'm Lieutenant Governor Billy Nuggets. Join us at this great festival, presented by Chevron, April 21st to the 24th. We'll see you there. Welcome back, and we're here with Jeremy, who is the president of the Rayne Chamber. And welcome.
Thank you for having us today.
I got a chance to speak to the Chamber last week. Wow, what a passionate crowd. You could feel the love and passion in that room for that town, that city, and then talking about the Frog Fest. Tell us a little bit about Rayne and the Frog Fest and all the festivities. I'm excited to go back this year.
We are excited. We were very pleased to have you attend our chamber banquet last week, and it was a great success. The passion was there. Everyone's really excited. We're preparing to celebrate for the 50th annual Rayne Frog Festival. 50 years of frogs.
People don't realize around the world what we do here in Louisiana, but this is one of those famous festivals where we really do get into the nitty-gritty of the frogs. I know I got to be a spotter one year to catch the frogs as they jumped out of the circle. My frog got over my shoulder and went into the crowd. But everybody should see this festival. It's incredible.
It is fun. The frog racing and jumping is a huge, successful event every year. Everybody looks forward to that. Children are amazed at the size of the frogs. They can actually see, touch, pet, and actually race and jump for the weekend. That'll be held on Sunday afternoon this year's festival.
So it'll be Sunday. I'll make sure I'm there this year.
Yes, sir.
It's something you don't want to miss. So you have other activities that go along with the Frog Fest. I know the parade is a big event as well that kind of kicks it all off.
Yes, the parade will kick off on Thursday evening. That's always a big event for us as well. Starts welcoming people to the festival for the weekend. And then obviously music lineup is important to us, and featuring Louisiana musicians is important and key to our success as well. Everyone on our lineup this year is a Louisiana artist. The music is there, the fun activities. We've added this year hot air balloon rides. Cultural and history tents was important in making of this festival this year. We were able to do that through grants, the Rebirth Grant and the New Orleans Heritage and Jazz Festival grants. So we were able to bring culture and history back into the festival where people can have an experience when they walk away with the festival this year.
That is so important because, as I tell people, as we lure people to Louisiana to go to the fairs and festivals, is every one of them teaches a little bit about that history, that culture from that area. And 50 years of this festival surely has a lot of culture and history with it.
Absolutely. So in those history and cultural tents, we'll learn about the history of Rayne, the history of the festivals, everything we've done through the festivals over the 50 years. A little bit about the background of the Mervyn Kahn documentary with the accordion, which the accordion leading to our music lineup for the event that'll end on Sunday as well. And we do have Joelle Saunier, who is a Grammy Award winner, who will close out our festival on Sunday afternoon.
Well, golly, you get to play with the frogs in the morning, listen to award winner that night. Great. I'm looking forward to it. You know, something that has really drawn me over there over the years is all the local people and the stories. And I think that's something that I've learned as I've gone around Louisiana to different fairs and festivals, is to hear those stories about the rich history of the people in each of these areas. And surely Rain has got a lot of history there. So to be able to go and mingle with the local people, you can't explain that to a lot of visitors from out of town. But when they come and experience that, it's something they go home, and usually they go home with a friend for life.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you brought that up because we've partnered with the UL department from the University of Lafayette for the history program for this festival. And they're doing what's called the History Harvest. And you're going to be able to sit down and actually have conversations about festivals in the past, and everybody to actually tell a story. So this is pretty unique for this festival as well this year.
And those stories that people tell me as I travel the state are like nothing I learned in school. It's not something in the history books. And to hear it from the mouth of people that lived it, that is a great program. And I think that is what sets your festival apart from a lot of them that are not as old, doesn't have as much history, is to have those rich stories and that can be told by the old timers.
Absolutely. And you know, we have a huge campground. You know, we can accommodate large campers, you know, into our area right around the pavilion area of the festival, which is also open year-round that we take in campers. We have a great city administration. The mayor and the city administration is fully behind every festival and every event we put on within the city. They're just very supportive and couldn't ask for better people to work with.
You know, that's what I got when I was there at the chamber. It was a packed room. Everybody was pulling in the same direction. God, we could use that in many other communities around the state. Y'all just have such a way of working together, and I think that's why y'all have such a success, and this year is going to be incredible. When you're on your way to the Frog Fest, you might want to get off at exit 97 and get something to eat. Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. As you take a staycation across Louisiana, you've got to stop at exit 97. There's so much to see and do there, so don't miss it.
Scott, Louisiana is the boudin capital of the world. Yes, there are so many places throughout the Acadiana area that has some fantastic boudin, but we've branded it, it's ours, we're enjoying it. And again, when you're on the interstate, if you're looking to pull over, wait until you get to exit 97. You will not regret it.
Exit 97 is going to be great for Scott. You know, Troy came in and really promoting this. You have different varieties of specialty meats, different varieties of boudin here. We have 11 types, so come on down and get yours.
Here you go. You'll have a good one.
Yeah, we were the first boudin place in 1986 at exit 97, and since then some more have joined us, but we just keep getting busier and busier. Best Stop's not afraid of competition. It keeps us on our toes, just keeps us coming up with new products and just trying to be the best we can be.
The competition around here, yeah, there's plenty of businesses, you know, 4 or 5 at this exit. I was about the second one to come here, and there's really plenty enough business for everybody. Everybody does something different. Everybody's boudin's a little bit different. We try to keep a consistent product and, you know, keep fresh items and have a repeat business.
Basically, it was Harley and us in the beginning, that was it. Then Don's came along, and then you had Billy's, and of course, Best Stop's been here forever. Let's get them off the interstate. One of us is going to win, and then the more we get, then everybody's going to win.
Exit 97, Scott, Louisiana. Come feed your soul.
Jeremy, before I let you go, give us that website so everybody can find out all about the festival.
That is www.rainfrogfestival.com.
Thank you for being with us today. We're going to be right back and talk some LSU.
Hi, I'm James J. Reese, Rex official. It's the 150th anniversary of Rex, the King of Carnival. Visit the Presbyterian Museum to see costumes and gowns, never-before-seen crown jewels, a parade float, and much, much more. Rex, the 150th anniversary of the School of Design exhibit is open now. Visit to learn about Rex, the King of Carnival.
Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime exhibit at the Presbyterian Museum on historic Jackson Square. Visit LouisianaMuseums.com for tickets and more information. Hail Rex! Welcome back, and we're here to talk some LSU with Lance and Eddie. Thank you all for being with us. I know our partnership has grown over the last couple of years, and it has been an unbelievable experience for us in the tourism industry to know the wide reach of LSU through the radio, through our marketing, and the partnership, especially through social media. It has helped us market Louisiana tourism in and out of state and been one of the most successful programs we've partnered in. So tell us a little bit about that and how's it going and what are we looking like this year?
Well, we're really excited. Thank you for having us. You know, certainly we've expanded and enhanced our partnership over the years, and I think credit to you and the vision to utilize the LSU athletics platform in a sports tourism setting. You know, your nationally visible television signage, your statewide radio makes an impact on our tourism, whether it's a local opportunity or a local focus, regional or national. You know, I can't tell you how many pictures I've seen on social media, you know, with your sign in the background and the earned media you receive. So we're fortunate that LSU is a prominent national brand, and having the college football nation paying attention to what's going on in Baton Rouge and Louisiana on any given Saturday, right? So LSU brings that and to the table. We're really proud of our partnership.
You were talking about how special Tiger Stadium is, and you've played there, so that experience, whether you're in the stands or on the field, is pretty incredible. How people all over the world want to come to Tiger Stadium.
Absolutely, and as an athlete, you know, having our fans from Louisiana and from around the world come in and to support Tiger Stadium and athletes we absolutely feel the energy that's happening in Tiger Stadium, and we feed off of that, and it brings that environment together. So with the tourism and the local communities, it's absolutely vital to who we are as athletes, because we play off of it every single Saturday night in Death Valley.
You know, one of the games, I was excited sitting there watching it, and the cheerleaders were blocking my sign, so I had to call the trooper for Coach O and ask him to go over and move their gear, and he did. And right after that, there was a touchdown scored with the Louisiana Feed Your Soul. But we get a lot of feedback from that in the commercials about getting people excited about everything there is to do, driving them to our website for those staycations, those day trips around Louisiana, and it's really had an impact. As a matter of fact, it was so successful. We actually ventured out last year and did a tailgate at every university in the state. And it wasn't as big, and we didn't get as many alumni coming as LSU, but it actually helped those areas and those universities in those areas. And it was because of the impact that LSU has had on the tourism industry that we were able to justify doing that around the state.
I think that's vitally important. You know, we do have other partners in colleges throughout the state and great universities to showcase. You know, I credit our administration and our university for playing our in-state schools. You know, the dollars they get from coming to play a game in Tiger Stadium. Last year, I was looking at our attendance numbers. McNeese was right up there with almost any game we played in Tiger Stadium.
Wow.
I think people being very, very excited post-COVID and opening the season in Tiger Stadium with McNeese was a big deal. And next year it's going to be historic. We're going to play Southern in Tiger Stadium for the first time in the history of LSU, and that's going to be a magical day and a very historic day for the great state of Louisiana.
And a lot of those other college players would never get to play in Tiger Stadium, and that's got to be an experience of a lifetime. We were talking before we went on the air about I got to get on stage at the Country Music Fest and hear the roar of the crowd just for that. Not as many people as a Saturday night in Death Valley, but surely playing there had to be a magical time in your life.
Well, Lieutenant Governor, when running out of that tunnel, I mean, still to this day, I can be sitting in the stands or I can be sitting in the suite and just seeing the guys run out. I think I'm getting chill bumps right now just thinking about running out of the tunnel into Tiger Stadium. There's no place like it. I played in just about every stadium in the National Football League, just about every Big Five school in college football, and today I still think there's none that compares to Tiger Stadium running out of that tunnel.
Well, you know, as we saw COVID shut down the country, surely it had a big impact on tourism in the Baton Rouge area and across Louisiana. And now with the expansion, Oklahoma and Texas, that is going to open up a whole new market for us, partnering with you in reaching further than we did before to those markets to draw people here for football and also for all the other events we have year-round in Louisiana.
Yeah, undoubtedly. I mean, opening Tiger Stadium and welcoming Oklahoma and Austin, Texas to the SEC. They're going to get a chance to do what a lot of folks do, and I know Eddie's heard this. Tiger Stadium's a bucket list for every college football fan in America, and those fans will get introduced to LSU pretty quick.
And, you know, something we're seeing more and more since we've been a partner, and we do marketing to bring people, they're staying longer. They're coming for the game, they're spending 3, 4, some 5 days, and venturing out and seeing other places other than Baton Rouge. So it's really helping tourism around the state, not just for Baton Rouge. Well, guys, we're looking forward to a great season. We're going to be kicking off that first game in the Superdome this year with the new coach, so we're excited. We're looking forward to a great year and another great tailgate at LSU.
Thank you for having us, and we appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll be right back, and we'll be kicking it over to Lafayette to talk fairs and festivals.
The State Library of Louisiana wants to remind students, parents, and teachers about a free online tutoring and test preparation resource, Homework Louisiana. Simply go to homeworkla.org and view the options available, or scroll down and click Get Started. Fill in the appropriate information as well as your question or problem and hit Connect Now. There's even voice chat capabilities. Everything from online tutoring, sending in math problems, forwarding a paper for review, or full-length practice tests for the ACT or SAT. Online help is also available in Spanish or Vietnamese. And right now, the extended hours for this valuable resource is from 8 a.m. to midnight Monday through Friday and 2 p.m. to midnight on the weekends, while test preparation is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Go to homeworkla.org and take advantage of this free resource.
Welcome back, and I'm here with Scott from Lafayette to talk about one of the biggest festivals we have in Louisiana. Tell us what's going on.
So it's at the end of April every year. It's our 36th year. So I mean, we have musicians from 25 different countries coming. Generally, on a normal year, we'll have people coming from all over the world, 10 to 15 different countries.
So how long has this festival been going on? And it's always been a draw internationally because of the music, the culture, and I love the food. Every year I've gone, the food has just been over the top. So many different recipes, family recipes, and local foods made that you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah, this is the 36th year. And so the concept of the festival from the beginning was not just to bring in music from overseas, but we wanted to bring in the food and share. When people came here, we wanted to share our food and culture with people. So when they come, it's not, we don't just send them to a restaurant to get a sandwich. We show them the full experience and the Southern hospitality, and that's what keeps them coming back.
Yeah, I know when my first tourism trip to Lower People, Louisiana to Canada, that's all they could talk about. This was on there, the dates of it. It's a 5-day. They come down, spend the whole time in the area. And the thing I love about it is it brings people to Lafayette for the event, but then they venture out to go to the surrounding Scott, New Iberia, Avery Islands, and Tabasco. There's so many other areas that they can go when you're spending 5-6 days in an area. It really helps support the economy for all the surrounding cities as well.
We see people from all over the world every year. Yesterday, a lady came in from New Brunswick to our office to tell us that she's here for fest. She comes every year. But it's exciting to see because not only do they come for festival, but then they meet people and they stay at their houses and, like you said, venture out to see the area. And they fall in love with what we have down here.
You know, some of the best stories, as I travel the world, and I'd ask travel agents and tour operators, why do you send people to Louisiana? And they would tell me stories. And one of my famous was a group of tour bus from Canada went to Randall's, and they were eating dinner, and they were looking over in the corner at a lady teaching people to dance. And the lady saw them, and she went over and she grabbed those couples out of their chair and made them all get out there and learn the Zydeco dance. Yeah. Those people said it was the best trip of their life, and they've been back 7 times to eat at Randall's, to go to Lafayette. You leave Louisiana with a friend for life, and that's what makes this state special. And surely Lafayette is no secret, the happiest city in the world, And time after time, people have those stories about leaving with a friend for life.
It's something I think I know I took for granted growing up here. And then when you start traveling and hearing the stories, people telling you, hey, when I went to Louisiana or when I went to your festival, and they got that experience, it doesn't exist everywhere else. So we have something special.
So y'all have a lot of international flavor to this event, and a lot of local Zydeco music and Cajun music that I think lures people from all over, from all walks of life. Tell me about some of the performers and some of the special things that we may see this year.
Yeah, so one of our goals is not only to bring in the international music and arts from around the world, some of the best talent from around the world, but we also like to showcase that, hey, we have some incredible talent here. So as you mentioned, I mean, we do have international music, but we definitely showcase our Cajun and Zydeco, some of the the biggest musicians, and then we try to promote them so that we can do cultural exchanges with our sister cities in Canada and France and around the world. So that's when you really see the magic, not just on stage, but then in our hospitality suite at behind the stage, and the musicians start making music together and start creating together, and then this spurs this really, really interesting cultural exchange. It's fascinating.
Yeah, I remember one night sitting around with a group of people, and they just started playing and making up music, and it was magical to see people from different backgrounds just over music start to play together and come up with some new. It was pretty magical. One of the things that we've really prided ourselves on at these different fairs and festivals is the culture, the different artifacts and things, and the history. And Lafayette surely has done a good job of that, and having that culture right there so people can learn about the history of the Cajuns and the food and the music. Surely over the 5 days you'll really experience that. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, the 5 days, and in fact, we start opening night is we highlight a lot of our Cajun and Zydeco music. So that's when the world comes here. That's how we open, to say, hey, look, check out what we have. And then through the course of the 5 days, yeah, it's not, we'll have a lot of the music on the stages, but yes, there'll be workshops and things in the local venues in downtown, because it's a downtown setting, so it's more of an immersive type of event. It's not out at a fairground or a park. We want people to experience our town and our city. So with that comes a lot of these organic highlights of exactly what we have to offer.
Scott, give us the website and the date so everyone knows to mark their calendar.
It's festivalinternational.org, and it's April 27th through May 1st.
Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next month, but before I go, make sure you mark your calendar. April 18th is Love the Boot Week. Help us clean up Louisiana and keep it clean. I need everyone's help. We can do this if we all pull in the same direction. See you next month.
Thanks for joining us. Tune in next time as we explore more of what Louisiana has to offer. In the meantime, visit LouisianaTravel.com, your place to find trip ideas, events, recipes, and so much more. And while you're there, be sure to order your free Sunshine magazine, the official inspiration guide for your Louisiana vacation.